farmer. I'm not just going to be speaking as the frontliner in Macdoyee food security and sustainability initiative. Now, I'll be directing my conversation to the religious body directly. The fact remains that the religious bodies in Nigeria, again, this is a fact that can be cross-checked, though it is not without some level of controversies.
Okay.
Now, the fact remains that one of the most successful architecture, one of the most successful, I don't want to use the language business the way people call it, but the fact remains that one of the functioning business, or one of the functioning establishment, establishment that have been able to stand the test of time in this country is many of these religious bodies that we don't ask questions, how are they doing it in the nation build the reasons of it. So the fact remains that we should give kudos to our religious fathers, our mothers, who in one way or the other are impacting Nigerian life positively. And we are not saying there are no challenges, but the fact remains that kudos to the religious bodies in Nigeria, because they are one of the major custodians of the moral values and good disposition in the nation Nigeria. So this morning I want to look at how can many of these religious bodies, one of our lajis, our chief imams, our pastors, our prophets, our traditions, how can they be of direct impact in Macdoyee food security, particularly in food security in Nigeria. You remember I mentioned it very clearly when this program started that my main aim, my main target to those who are part of this project, who are part of this move for close to a decade now, is the fact that I personally know what it means to be hungry. Yes, I've said it on this radio that I know what it means to sleep without food and wake up hopeless. So, and there are many Nigerians who are in this category today. So we now look at, okay, what can we do in Macdoyee? We decided that, okay, we're going to provide the level of food security in Nigeria, and that is what we are out to do. Now, how does the religious bodies come to effect in this initiative?
Right.
The first thing is, again, I want to throw this to all the listeners at home, that by the grace of God, the free registration of our training will be coming to an end at the end of this month. I repeat, our registration, thank God for those who have been sending in their numbers, their data to us. I don't need to call you for now. Just send your data to us, that is all. Now, like I said, the registration will end, the full registration will end at the end of this month, because the training will be coming up next month. So by the grace of God, anybody that will be joining us from the first week of July, that will be Tuesday thereabout, we have to buy into our form before we'll be able to put them in our database. So to our religious body, to all the churches, to all the mosques around the FCT and the state and our neighbors, now, how can they be of impact in this project, in our food security initiative? Now, we discovered that the church, the mosque, has a very large congregation of followers. So therefore, what we expect from most of these religious body, number one, is to come up to register with us. You can just register your location and the number of your followers in your religious body.
Right.
Now, if you have youth, particularly who are jobless, now it's disheartening when you hear the rate at which the level of unemployment is growing in Nigeria, and we have got to understand that we cannot just fold our hands. Like the moderator said, I've seen people who called me. I said, I hope you are safe. When you see you are there today, tomorrow you are there, next tomorrow you are in another location. Yes, by the grace of God, I am saved by God's grace. Right. But the fact remains that there are inches here and there. There are challenges when you talk about the area of security, and I've made up my mind. I've said it time without number here that I don't have the authority to speak in that area, and I'm going to speak it. But one thing I know is that the government is not sleeping in that area. But that notwithstanding, it is not enough for us to think that we have to give up on the Nigerian project, particularly when it comes to the issue of food security. Now, one of the reasons why the level of security is keep increasing is because we don't have what to eat When someone is hungry, you know the meaning of that. So it can be given anything and they can do any kind of havoc and perpetrate all kind of atrocity. So now what we are expecting now, religious body about us, the first thing, come and register your religious organization with us. We are not talking about the number of people you want to bring down. The first thing is you can register with us as to come and train our people. We will do that. Or you want to register and say, okay, how can we, because I have discovered that many of our, somebody asked me this question, and I object to our listeners at home, because sometimes somebody asks me, now what is the impact of all the religiosity? And I said, you see, it may not be measurable, honestly, but the fact remains that the impact cannot be. Do this. I think it is now time for all our religious body to have farms. It is not just I believe in the power of prayer. And like I said earlier when I started this conversation, I said one of the reasons why Nigeria is still Nigeria is because Nigerians still pray. And our Muslim brothers and sisters, it is the prayer that is keeping Nigeria. But that always, I don't subscribe to prayer during work hour. A lot of people will say, this at work hour. There are periods that you should be working. There are periods you find something to do. I want to say the very around than sleeping. It is better to just be running around than just fall down before. Manna will not fall again. Enough of waiting for manna in the Nigeria project. And that is why every ant has to be on deck. Just bodies too can have farm locations. We will teach you how you can have farm clusters that your members, after the cycle, they will go to their place of work as if they are going to office. Now, agriculture is now modernized. You don't need to look before you can be identified as a farmer. So we have everything it takes that it will make your religious body. Now we will teach you what to do, particularly the texture of the land you have. We'll tell you the kind of crops that is how you get farm implement, that is farm input. We will not stop there. By the time this market that will come and buy it, I don't know the number of tonnage you have. I've said the time sometimes ago, that if you hand the FCT and you want to sell it in large tonnage, all what you need to do, call my number. My number again, I want to bring it out again this morning, is 021-7902. I repeat, 080-6221-7902. Now, if you have all this, just call us. We'll come and buy, because I've discovered that one of the fears that many people don't want to go to farming business is because they're looking after producing this farm produce, where do we sell to? And the fact is that again, I'm afraid to say that we are the enemy of ourselves. People just want to take advantage of every opportunity they have. They want to take advantage of others. But in Macdoyee Food Security and Sustainability Initiative, we will get you the right price, and we will buy in a price with a price that you will smile and know that it is worth investing in agriculture. So what I'm trying to say this morning is that our religious body too can have farm. That is the first thing. You can look for land. See, I believe that there's need for us to build more churches, to build more mosques. I subscribe to that. But it's not enough when people are hungry. So it is time that the religious body look at this area. I am begging our fathers, our spiritual fathers this morning, please come and join us. We will teach your members, we will teach your followers what to do. We will teach them. Many of them don't really have the power to go to the farm. Many of them don't have the power to do livestock business, but they can be involved in agro-allied businesses. And the value chain are enormous. So what we provide is we will teach them how you can be of help. Because I've discovered, and I say this, thank God for Jai's Bank. Apology for mentioning the bank this morning. Thank God for that bank. Right. Doing wonderfully well. You see, it is time that the other all our religious body can have, even if we cannot have that kind of microfinance bank. You can create a cooperative for your members. It will be limited to your. We will manage it for you. Our finance plus and minus will tell you what to do, what the investment the members will bring, the collateral they will bring, the profit, and return the money. So by the time you are able to do this over time, you discover that you will be breaking the chain of poverty in Nigeria. With our spiritual father this morning, all what you need to do is just come in the time. I'm still speaking in the area of registration. Call my number anywhere in this FCT. I will be available for you to. I'm at your service. Call me. I will come. Even in your traditional shrine, I will be there to. I will answer your call. So far, we are going to be discussing unused land that you've acquired over the time. Before the building, before the infrastructure, you can use it for. There are farm produce there are agri businesses that are seasonal. Many are just 3 months, some are 6 months. So land that you are not used for just 3 months, and you get what you use to build the structure on it in that period of 3 months. So it's across the FCT and all our neighboring states to come to us. We will just call on our number. Call my number. I won't mind the FCT. I will definitely call to your location and we'll discuss and we'll tell you the modality, the way back. I jump to that. I want to bring something to our notice.
Okay.
And this is a business for everybody. I don't think there's any reason for discrimination. No. Now, at this point in time, it is important for us to look deeply into the agri-business. And I can assure you that it's a kind of a business that is worth investing in. And the second aspect to that registration is for sponsorship. Now, our training will be coming up next month. So even if your religious body is not having the capacity to do a cluster farm, a farm location, you can just send your members for this training. Like I said, in the venue of the training, by the grace of God, we've written letter to the FCT minister, the Minister of the Federal Minister of Agriculture and Food Security. We've got in touch with the Agri Development Bank, with BOA, and with BOI. So we are. Inshallah, this morning I was in touch with BOI and concerning the little changes in the 8th floor. So we are on ground. Many of these financial institutions will be available in our training because we are not going to train farmers and allow them to go on the venue that day. Many will be given farm input. Some that have the money to buy, they will buy. Those that don't have money to buy, since they are subscribed to our initiative, we will give them and monitor them to ensure that they use it for the business and there will be return after 3 months or 6 months of their investment in agri-business. So now the religious body can come in the area of sponsorship. Okay. You can decide to sponsor 10 people, to sponsor 20 people, to sponsor 50 people, but ensure that the name you are sending, you can pile up the name, just write it and send it to me, send it to us on a book. The name, that is the active phone number. Send active number and your area of interest. Is it do you want to go to agri-life business? Okay. You just tell us. We'll tell you how, so that we'll be able to as they come into the venue of the training, because we're going to have 7 sessions in this training by the grace of God. And again, I said the full registration will end this month. So beginning from 1st of July, everyone that want to join us will join with the course. And again, I want to appreciate those people who are calling us from every part of the FCT and outside, those who call us from Kogi State, from Niger State, from Nasarawa State. I am ready, available. And those of us you are sending keep sending your data, keep sending, we are compiling it. When it is time, we'll read to everybody at once and we'll tell you where to meet us. And now you can be a blessing in this initiative.
Right. Well, the conversation is still trending here, and we have Comrade himself, Comrade Isaiah Elabi, who is here, is an agripreneur, and he has, of course, all of the expertise when it comes to professionalism, as well as the certification in this regard. I see that the phone lines will be beeping in a bit, but then he told to put yours through to the number 0806 221 7902. Now that is his number, 0806 221 7902. Or better still, keep listening and let's find out how you can indeed be a part of this gigantuan training that will be coming up sometime very soon. And as he said, hey, if you've already sent all of your details, no fret, no fear, right? You're being covered and all of that. Now let me ask you a question that is very pertinent. Now one of such questions will be about financial, technical, human, can religious bodies bring to the table to support Macdoyee initiatives, and how can these resources be mobilized effectively? And as well, how can they indeed register or send their registration or interest, to you?
Thank you. Again, I want to greet our spiritual fathers, particularly those who are privileged to listen to this program. Again, I want to say this, please. If you have the privilege to listen to me at this time, please, it is easy for you to inform other people around. Tell them about the project. It's open for everybody.
Okay.
Now, you can decide to be a group head and send it, let it reflect when you are sending it that you are the group head. These are the people you are bringing. Now, what provision can we make for those who are coming for this training?
Yeah.
Now, I said it very clearly that Macdoyee will not leave any of our subscribers unsuccessful in this agro business.
And that's a fact.
We are not going to, and I'm saying it with every sense of modesty, with every sense of decorum. We are not going to leave anybody behind. Now, what the religious bodies stand to benefit are enormous. There is. I don't want to.
Not just what they benefit. What can they also bring on the table?
Yes.
Right. So
right.
It's both ways.
Yes. Now you see, the fact is that the religious bodies, what we need from them is to believe in our. We are not for. There's no discrimination anywhere. Okay. You are educated. You are not educated. There's none of. You don't have WhatsApp. It's not an issue. As a farmer, you don't have. Do you have enough time to be WhatsApping or Facebooking? You don't even have time for all that. But that notwithstanding, if you are like some of us do, no problem. So now it has nothing to do with maybe I'm educated, maybe I'm a woman, I'm a youth. No. So what the religious body are, what we are pleading, what I am pleading in the real sense of it is for them to believe in this vision.
Believe.
Now it takes a vision you believe in before you can subscribe into. So and I'm going to say it again that please, our religious bodies, we are pleading because I have discovered that if you go to many mountains as I speak now, you see people praying, you see people shouting. Is God deaf? No, God is not deaf. Sometimes ago, somebody asked me, pray for Nigeria. I say, pray to do what? He said, pray for Nigeria. I said, pray to do what? So that God will give us sun, or to give us rain, or to
resources.
Give us resources. Is there any kind of resources you want in the world that you don't find in Nigeria? Do you know that sometimes when you sit down and think deeply, you think that God do partial for Nigeria?
Right.
And I'm saying it objectively. You know that God is partial because He loves Nigeria too much. Many of those things you are hearing everywhere, you don't have it here. You see, 70 to 80% of our problem, we are the cause of it. 70 to 80% of the Nigerian problem are caused by Nigerians. Because we make everything available for us. Do you know that if we harness agriculture very well, 3 states can fill the 200 million people in Nigeria. 3 states.
3 states.
3 states.
Wow.
Yes. 3 states can feed the whole nation. So what are we talking about? Do we plant maize and it not germinate? Do you plant yam and the yam refuse to sprout? So what do you want to talk to God for? I think it is time for us to take responsibility, and that is why I'm calling on the religious bodies that it is time to face the reality that God has already answered our prayers. May I tell you that God will not change because of Nigeria. It is the Nigerian people that will change. And to change, I am not saying we should not pray. I pray too. But I don't encourage prayer during work hours. And that is why we are bringing it to our spiritual fathers to please let us see how we can. Because many of the reasons, many a times, why you see people like this is because they don't have anywhere to go. I have been a victim of this. I understand that many a times when you don't know where to go, you just go to church. Many times when you are praying, just to wipe away time. But when you are fully busy, you know that you have prayer hours. I don't expect any Nigerians, particularly who know the God they serve, to play with their prayer hours. No, we are not saying you should pray with your prayer hour. But after the prayer, what do? You don't fold your hands.
Right.
So we are pleading with our spiritual father to please bring, let them have believe in our vision. Let them have trust in what we are doing. That we actually out life. Then is to subscribe to what we are doing. By the grace of God, many of these church groups you have, we will help them to form cooperative that will be registered with the government. I have discovered that many a time, as an individual, I said this sometimes ago, that when you approach many of these financial institutions, they will look at your database, they will look at your financial strength, they will look at so many things, they will ask the issue of collateral and not the rest. But when you are a cooperative, when we put you in groups, and will register you as a cooperative, as farmers cooperative. We give you specific name related to what you are doing. I said this sometimes ago, by the grace of God. I am the chairman. Cassava production. This cooperative we started 2017. Today I have members across Nigeria. So now, many of them, some have not even seen me before. But I will tell them, this, so, do this, and it's working. And they are paying their dues, and they are getting the result for their investment. So please, when we talk about, I think it's important I mention this very clearly, that our religious bodies too can be involved in this business.
Right.
So what you need to do is, let us know the areas of your interest.
Okay, so as they are sending a message now to
Yes.
the number, right? They're sending the areas of interest, yeah?
Yes, you send your names.
Okay, names.
Your area of interest and your location. The reason why the location is very important is because I've got to discover that sometimes we have to look at the proximity to your location so that we know where we'll put you when the training will come up. We are projecting 7 locations. Again, I want to plead again. I don't know much about this, but anytime I discover this is happening, I was on the area council's office, excuse me, and I discovered the place was very bushy. Excuse me. I met with the security who said, "Are you not aware that nothing is happening in the area council?" I was downcast. So disheartening. And it's about 9 weeks now. I don't know. I think 7-8 weeks now. So please, I think we can't continue this loggerhead and progress, because our intention in Macdoyee is to partner with all the 6 area councils.
Right.
But I've been to all the area councils and none is functioning for now. So now coming back to the issue of what do people bring in this initiative.
Yeah.
For now, what we are asking is for those who want to be individual subscribers, just send us your details, your name, your location, maybe on WhatsApp or as SMS. So that you send it as SMS or WhatsApp. Immediately it's delivered. Don't bother to, maybe we'll do your registration or no, don't bother about that. We'll definitely do, since you send your details and your location. Sending those who will refer to as partners. Why we talk about partnering with the religious body this morning is because I discovered that many a times most of these religious bodies are not individuals. They are men and women of integrity that over time put some resources together, and they will not allow such resources to be wasted.
Right.
So I discovered, okay, the best way to go is to open the door for them. Now they lead in this initiative. The religious bodies will lead. They will tell us where to go. They will tell us what to do, and we will tell us what exactly what they want. But to do that, you first of all subscribe to what we are doing. You can count the number of people that you know that are not having one business or the other they are doing in the organization, in the religion. You tell us, okay, these so people are not having what to do. What can you do about them? We tell them the areas where they can function and perform well.